Tonight on CTV News at 6, the case of a woman struck and killed by a U-Haul is now in a judge's hands. Peter Ashby's trial in the Southeast Edmonton death is over. Waiting for dozens of new school projects in the Edmonton area as students commute across the city.
As a parent, you've got to figure out, can you get them there?
And imagining the possibilities for Rossdale.
To be able to welcome the public into this space would just be amazing. It'd be awesome.
Still fairly chilly through this weekend, well below average daytime highs, but the coldest air is now behind us.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Jeff Hastings.
Good evening. The fate of a man accused of hitting and killing a Fort Saskatchewan woman with a U-Haul while on the run from police is now in a judge's hands. The trial wrapped up in Wetaskiwin late this afternoon. Amanda Anderson reports.
An Edmonton police fingerprint expert says one of several fingerprints lifted from this U-Haul was found to be a match for Peter Ashby. The officer was the last witness called in Ashby's 3-week-long trial. Ashby is accused of driving a U-Haul that was evading police. The U-Haul struck and killed 45-year-old Cassandra Gartner before hitting another vehicle head-on, then coming to rest next to a 7-Eleven. The Crown says the person seen getting out of the U-Haul in this video shown in court is Peter Ashby, and he was the person who was driving it. During closing arguments, the Crown went over key evidence it says proved its case. He told the court Ashby's DNA was found on the U-Haul's airbag and in a car stolen near the 7-Eleven. He said the same clothing seen in the video was seized from the home in Wainwright where Ashby was arrested. The Crown also spoke about a witness who lived in the same house at the time. She claims he confessed. At one point was screaming and crying and said Gartner's name about 80 times. The defense argued the Crown did not prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt, saying it was circumstantial. She said there were 3 people reported to be in the U-Haul, including another man, and asked the court to consider if that person could have been the driver. The justice now has a few weeks to come to a decision. Her ruling is expected in early February. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Wetaskiwin.
Covenant Health says it is working to rectify a mouse infestation at the Edmonton General Continuing Care Centre. Covenant Health says it switched to a new pest control company last year that is supposed to do bi-weekly inspections. Alberta's opposition NDP says this issue was flagged to authorities 6 months ago and wants the province to increase transparency on health inspection reports and to beef up whistleblower protections for staff who flag issues like this. One Edmonton General volunteer says he's heard many stories about mice in people's rooms.
She's confined to her bed, and she's terrified. She said to me, I didn't want to get out of bed, and the first thing I did was try to kind of get my blankets and my sheets kind of tucked up, because the last thing I wanted was for a mouse to crawl up on the sheets or the blanket and come into my bed.
The province says because the Edmonton General is a mixed-use facility, it is limited in its oversight. It says it will investigate the portion of the building under its authority. The province says it plans to share updates on new schools in the Edmonton area in next month's budget. Parents, school boards, and the official opposition say they're waiting to see where the schools will be built and what kind of schools they'll be. They also question whether they'll alleviate pressure on schools already filled to the brim. Connor Hogg has more.
We have 8 kids. They are in elementary and junior high, and I have a second one going off to junior high next year. So when they were all in elementary, it was super easy.
Caitlin Caniff's daily commute has gotten less easy as the years have gone by. Every morning she leaves her home in Ramsey Heights to drive 45 minutes to Archbishop Joseph McNeil, followed by Earl Buxton School. At lunch, she drives half an hour back to Earl Buxton to drop off her kindergartner and back to McNeil to pick up her daughter and take her to a gymnastics facility. After school, she drives back to both schools again to pick up the rest of the kids, about 2 hours and 15 minutes every weekday.
I'm used to it, I would say. I joke that I'm just a chef and chauffeur and, the butler here.
Schools with space close to home are a luxury many Edmonton families can't enjoy.
The space that we have is finite, and as we continue to grow, we're going to have to be more creative about how we continue to accommodate students as close to home as possible.
The press secretary for the education minister says that there are 34 schools in the upcoming budget for the Edmonton area. That also includes surrounding communities and school districts. The schools chosen will be based on the list of submissions provided by each school board.
I will believe it when I see it from the minister when he says he's promising new schools.
Edmonton Whitemud's MLA says Caniff's experience isn't an outlier.
It also means it really affects the parent's ability to be able to work and do the things they want to do. As a parent who sometimes does drop off and pick up, I can tell you it doesn't coincide with a work day.
Caniff's daughter will go to junior high school next year, and she says the realities of her sports schedule and driving distance mean she may have to be homeschooled.
As a parent, you got to figure out, can you get them there? You know, is it all going to work out for the siblings coming after them? Like, it's quite a big decision.
The province says the 34 projects in the works will include a mix of public, Catholic, and public charter schools. According to the EPSB's Director of Infrastructure, it takes, on average, 3 to 5 years to build a school. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
The city is ending its first Phase 2 parking ban of the season tonight at 7. It's been a rough road for many Edmontonians as crews try to clear out the snow, and people are making sure the city knows about it. Evan Kenny joins us now. Evan, take us through what's happened here.
Well, Jeff, the city issued the residential parking ban 11 days ago to clean up record amounts of snowfall during December. It says 311 was so swamped with calls about snow clearing, it eventually had to stop taking them. For nearly 2 weeks, we've heard from Edmontonians who say their streets haven't been cleared or they were ticketed unfairly. We've also heard complaints about windrows, icy roads, and slippery sidewalks.
I'm not sure why they didn't come by and sand after they did the plowing, because I think they just made the situation worse, unfortunately.
It doesn't make sense that you would get a ticket for when the plows aren't around, even for a week.
We've done everything that we can to be caught up on the notifications and to be aware of the dates. When things are arbitrarily changed and we don't have an opportunity to get educated on it using the systems that the city has put in place, that's where it's unfair.
From the start of December until now, 311 received more than 33,000 calls related to snow and ice control. That's 3 times more than the same time frame last year and 10 times more than the year before that. Once the parking ban lifts tonight, 311 will start taking calls about snow clearing again. The city is now clearing cul-de-sacs and windrows in school zones.
All right, Evan, thank you. Hope Mission says it will expand its shelter capacity with the need for overnight shelter reaching a new high. Hope Mission says it provided shelter for 1,400 people last night. It says 2 new centers have added 235 shelter spaces in the last 2 years. Demand is still outstripping capacity, especially in cold weather. Hope Mission says next Wednesday it will convert CarePoint's health and housing hub to an overnight shelter by adding 50 sleeping mats. That emergency measure is expected to be in place until the end of March. Reporters got a rare look inside the historic Rossdale power plant today. The city is soliciting ideas to repurpose the 100,000 square foot building. As Jeremy Thompson reports, it's an opportunity that comes with complications.
From the outside, the Rossdale power plant is one of Edmonton's most recognizable buildings. Inside, it's a sprawling industrial cavern few have ever laid eyes on.
To be able to welcome the public into this space would just be amazing. It'd be awesome. So the city's pretty motivated, and we're really excited to have partners come forward who are also excited about the potential here.
In November, the city issued a request for ideas to repurpose the power plant. It's providing applicants with all the information it has on the 94-year-old building's condition, history, and current context as the Rossdale neighborhood prepares to add thousands of new homes.
We're looking for folks to identify what their vision might be. Begin to define the pathway for how they would achieve that, with what partners or what kind of funding streams they would be looking at.
It's not all big open spaces in this building. This little tunnel goes underneath a River Valley Trail to Pump House 1, an area that still has all of the original machinery and will likely be preserved during renovations as an interpretive historic area.
When citizens come through the building, they can sort of understand, oh, this machine was doing this, and it was actually pulling water out of the river and pushing it over into the boilers and then
then into the turbines, and then that's why you had lights on in your house.
That tangible connection to the past is partly why the province designated the power plant as a historic resource in 2001 when it was still producing power. The designation comes with restrictions for prospective developers.
It'll be part of the conversation that we have with people to understand that it's not a free-for-all in this space. We can't just rip out walls and knock things down and reinvent it into something modern and new.
Any promising pitch will likely have to incorporate the deep Indigenous connection to the site. Once the submission period ends April 30th, the city will assess the ideas and eventually ask for more detailed proposals for the power plant's future. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Alberta's largest cycling fundraiser is kickstarting registration with a spin-a-thon. Cyclists are keeping 2 stationary bikes in motion inside the Cross Cancer Institute to promote the upcoming Tour of Alberta for Cancer. The 2-day ride raises money for the Alberta Cancer Foundation. Since 2008, more than 20,000 riders have raised $111 million. The goal for this tour is another $7 million.
Funds raised from the Enbridge Tour Alberta for Cancer are a huge part of how we fund clinical trials in the province. We fund a patient financial assistance program, and it allows us to really capitalize on some of the latest treatments and care available to Albertans and bring them to them sooner.
All the funds raised from the tour is what enables people like me to keep on moving with life. So right now we're just focused on recovery. I'm actually getting married in August as well, so life is moving forward.
Registration is open until the ride. The tour takes place July 18th and 19th, starting at the Strathmore Stampede Grounds. If cycling isn't your thing, you can support the cause by donating to a rider. The Edmonton Oilers celebrated 2 of their former players during last night's game at Rogers Place.
The Oilers organization would like to welcome back former Oilers Brett Kulak and Stuart Skinner.
Defenseman Brett Kulak and goalie Stuart Skinner returned to Edmonton for the first time since being traded to Pittsburgh. No booze, just lots of stews, even though the Oilers were losing 3-0 at that time. Pittsburgh scored 3 goals over a 37-second span during the first 3 minutes of the game. The Penguins eventually defeated the Oilers 6-2. The Oilers are back in action tomorrow night. They host the Washington Capitals at 8 o'clock. A teen from St. Albert has been named Swimming Canada's Parathlete of the Year. We first introduced you to Reed Maxwell 2 years ago. The 18-year-old was born with half of his right leg missing. He also has prune belly syndrome, which affects the development of abdominal muscles. He says being named Para-Swimmer of the Year came as a shock as he's fairly new to international competition. His next goal is the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles.
I want to keep getting faster and stronger. So that was definitely my motivation, but it is one hell of a shock for it to, for this big goal to have been going for so long and for this dream to have been in the back of your mind forever, and then for it to have actually happened.
Last year, he reached the podium twice with 2 silver medals. This year, he'll concentrate on trials in Montreal and the Pan-Pacific Swimming Championships in L.A. All right, Josh, are we through the worst of it?
Yeah, temperatures this morning hit minus 27 in the city, minus 30s outside the city. We have gotten back above minus 20, though, through this afternoon. We were stuck in the minus 20s up until about lunchtime. And then for most of the early afternoon, it was about minus 17, minus 18, minus 16 for a daytime high right now. And that also is the current temperature. Minus 5 is the average daytime high. So we're still 11 degrees colder than average. Minus 16 with a little bit of a breeze out there. Feels more like about minus 20 once you factor in the wind chill. I think we're just going to kind of hold steady in the minus 16 to minus 18 range through the rest of this evening and overnight tonight, and even through most of tomorrow. Temperatures aren't really going to change all that much. We do have some flurries in parts of the city and surrounding areas. You can see it's coming down a little bit steadier. Drayton Valley and off to the south and southwest. And there's actually, there's no more than about a dusting to maybe a centimeter of snow on the way for Edmonton. But in that red snowfall warning zone, could see 10 to 20 centimeters worth of snow by the end of the day tomorrow. The cold warning remains in effect for the areas in pink there in east central and northeastern Alberta. And it is Rocky Mountain House back off to the west and northwest that has the snowfall warning. Here in the city, yeah, some flurries, really no significant accumulation, though. Should be done shortly after midnight. And then minus 18 and cloudy to start the day tomorrow. We'll see some sunshine break through the clouds in the afternoon and a high of about minus 16 in the afternoon. Single-digit temperatures on the way for Sunday, but wind chill will be a factor. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
Okay, thanks, Josh. Coming up on CTV News at 6, watching for avalanche hazards.
When you got a bunch of new snow, a bunch of wind, and some warm temperatures, it does promote cornice development.
How mountain rescue specialists are monitoring the snowpack in the Rockies. Also ahead.
It teaches you to deal with small amounts of stress.
Is the shock to the system of a cold plunge for everyone? Stay with us.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
A team of rescue specialists in the mountain parks is monitoring snowpack daily. CTV's Kevin Fleming found out how that data is collected and turned into avalanche bulletins.
He's on constant alert in Kananaskis country south of Canmore. Mike Kopang says some regions are recording record snowfalls, and he's here looking for signs of avalanches.
We have had a bit of a winter of extremes, if you think about it that way. It was, extremely warm at the start of the year. We had a lot of rain crusts. Then we had an extremely large amount of snowfall, which was great.
Kopang uses a compression test to see how the two weak layers in the snowpack could fracture, resulting in an avalanche. But here, it's stable.
It was really, really good. We've had 250 millimeters of water equivalent that's fallen on top of that crust, and it came in fairly reasonable temperatures. The one thing, though, is it did come with a fair bit of wind. So when you got a bunch of new snow, a bunch of wind, and some warm temperatures, it does promote cornice development.
Kopang hasn't seen evidence of natural avalanches here lately, but there's always a chance of human-triggered slides, like the one recently just outside the Lake Louise ski resort boundaries.
I think the big takeaway from that was it was a thin area. And thin snowpack areas are where it's weak. We're talking about that a fair bit in the avalanche bulletin right now. I think the big thing from that is really, really fortunate that nobody got hurt.
Jeff Dent is checking out the 2-hour route he and Darvin Harden are planning to hike today. They're choosing a safe area that they know well. Dent says it's been an interesting winter.
Mixed, actually. Pretty warm for the most part. Yeah, for hiking weather anyways, like hauling, hike, pretty mushy, pretty warm this season.
There aren't many backcountry skiers out today, and Kopang says that's because there hasn't been any new snow in a while. The best advice from mountain rescue specialists is to always check the bulletins at avalanche.ca before you come into the backcountry to make sure things are safe. Now, the snowpack right now might be relatively stable, but that doesn't mean that there's no chance of an avalanche. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Kananaskis country.
Parks Canada says it has resolved recent technical issues and says next week's reservation launches are going ahead as planned. Those include backcountry campgrounds in Banff on Monday and front country campground reservations in Jasper on Tuesday. Reservations were supposed to open for Waterton Lakes National Park, Elk Island, and Rocky Mountain House National Historic Site 2 days ago. Those will now open on February the 3rd. Banff front country campgrounds, including Lake Louise and Icefields Parkway, were supposed to open today. Now they'll open on February the 12th. Jumping in Alberta's glacier-fed rivers and lakes takes some nerve at any time of year. For one Canmore woman, the cold water exposure is part of her everyday routine, even in the dead of winter. While some people tout the health benefits, others say taking the plunge may not be for everyone. Tyler Barrow explains.
I started ice plunging about 10 years ago. Absolutely fell in love with it.
Canmore resident Angela Knox swears by cold water exposure. Knox says it's a way for her to connect with nature while also boosting her mood.
It just changes your day. It teaches you to deal with small amounts of stress and have a really positive outcome afterwards.
The 52-year-old does more than just jump in the water, seen here surfing the Kananaskis River near Canoe Meadows. She's a cold crusher who has now created a 30-day challenge in the form of a deck of cards. She calls it the Cold Revolution, a guide to radical well-being. But it might not be for everyone. There aren't clear-cut benefits to submerging your body in cold water.
The evidence is strongest for after a hard workout, muscle recovery.
Beyond that, there is minimal science showing the long-term health benefits.
We can't right now say that high you get right after you jump into the cold water has long-term health span or longevity benefits.
TKERS also reminds individuals with an underlying heart condition, are pregnant, or have a cold-sensitive condition to avoid cold water exposure and speak to their medical providers. But for those looking to get a little chilly, Knox advises breaking the ice slowly.
You can change your experience with the cold. I used to be the coldest girl in the room, and now I'm out there in the winter river surfing in, minus conditions.
Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Lake Louise.
Still ahead.
And I got contacted probably within the last 2 days about 6 times about frostbites already.
What you need to know to keep your extremities safe.
Yeah, I mean, it's been cold here in Edmonton, but it is even worse for areas off to the east of us. Temperatures in the minus 40s and close to minus 50. Here in Edmonton, we'll see a gradual warm-up through the weekend and into early next week. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
It's not just Edmonton feeling the cold today. A large swath of the country is under a cold warning. That means there's a high risk for frostbite. CTV's Pauline Chan has more on what to look out for and how to treat it.
When the wind chill dips below minus 30, the risk of frostbite goes up.
And I got contacted probably within the last 2 days about 6 times about frostbites already. And some of them were significant.
Dr. Mark Yeshke's big worry is the unhoused who are exposed for a prolonged time.
At the beginning, you feel numb, you have some pain, but then as you know, as the tissue damage progresses, your pain goes usually away. And people are like, oh, I'm fine, I'm okay, but then they don't realize that it just gets worse and worse.
Hamilton Health Sciences has a video on how to avoid frostbite, layer up, especially your head and neck, and protect your feet and hands. And while some suggest warm water, Dr. Yeshke prefers other methods to warm up the hands and feet.
Go somewhere warm, layer up, massage gently, rub gently, bring the blood flow back, move your hands, move your body, get the circulation going.
A new drug approved in Canada in 2024 is also available for severe cases.
It dilates the blood vessels and makes sure there is more blood flow to the area that is affected by the frostbite.
But there is a downside. It has to be used within 72 hours, and it can cause a dangerously fast heartbeat, so its use must be monitored.
Discolorization, right? And your fingers remain white or get blue and all of a sudden have some blisters, have some changes on your toes, you should see medical attention.
As for how long you can stay outside, Dr. Yeshke says go inside as soon as you start to feel numb or uncomfortable and use your common sense. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
All right, so warming up a bit here, but dangerously cold elsewhere in the province.
Yeah, specifically eastern parts of the province that remain under that cold warning. I mean, it was into the minus 40s early this morning in northeastern Alberta. And that, I mean, you may not get quite that cold, but you're still going to be well into the mid-minus 30s, I think, from Cold Lake north. Here in Edmonton, we're going to hold steady at about minus 16 to minus 18 for the next 24 hours. That's the look right now through the River Valley Skycam. It's brought to you by Action Furnace, fixed right where it's free. There were a few more flurries flying around in the 5 o'clock hour. Looks like it's just cloudy, at least from that vantage point right now. Minus 27 in Edmonton this morning. But look at this, minus 43 in Cold Lake. And the power was out for a number of hours early this morning. Just absolutely the worst timing to have that power go out. Wind chill was in the minus 50s. At times across parts of northeastern Alberta. You're looking at minus 16 for a current temperature in Edmonton. That's our daytime high. In fact, most of these current temperatures are pretty close to, if not right on, the daytime highs for today. So mid-minus 20s in east central Alberta. You go west, you're around minus 10 this afternoon in Jasper and Grand Prairie. So as is often the case with these Arctic blasts, it was kind of a glancing blow for us here in Edmonton and a lot worse in eastern Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. Right now, you're looking at wind chill into the mid-minus 30s, Lloydminster as well as Fort McMurray. Yeah, it's a negligible wind chill right now. Wind is about 5 to 10 kilometers per hour in the city. Here's your cold warning from around Lloydminster all the way north into the Fort McMurray region. The potential for temperatures to get close to minus 40 overnight tonight. I think most areas will be in the minus 30s, though. There's your snowfall warning. Rocky Mountain House off to the west and northwest, 10 to 20 centimeters worth of snow by the end of the day tomorrow. So here's this system dropping through the snow. The flurries kind of arrived a couple hours earlier than we were expecting. We thought they might hold off until about 8 or 9 o'clock. They were already here about an hour ago, and you can see just north of the city, there's a few more pockets that'll go through. This is where it's going to be a little more organized overnight tonight and through the day tomorrow. Get some upsloping as well. That's going to amplify the snowfall amounts. And so, yeah, significant snow for the foothills. But for Edmonton, south towards Red Deer, That snow's gone after midnight and into the early morning hours of tomorrow, and then we'll actually see some sunny breaks in the afternoon. And as far as accumulations, as we mentioned earlier, no more than a dusting to maybe a centimeter. Sunday morning, skies start to clear, and so we'll probably be in the -20 Sunday morning, but then in single digits for a daytime high Sunday afternoon. Watch the Arctic air slide east. You get a nice little warm-up there from Edmonton off to the west into the south Sunday. But it's short-lived because another push of Arctic air tries to drop in. So that's going to drop temperatures for Monday. This is the real warm-up starting Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So -16 tomorrow, -7 on Sunday. We're back to about -12 on Monday. And then by the end of next week, as we close out January into early February, we're actually around or slightly above 0 for daytime highs. Now that -7 on Sunday looks really good on the surface. It may not actually feel all that warm. Here's your temperatures tomorrow. We'll start Sunday in the -20s. The wind will not be an issue tomorrow. It'll be pretty calm tomorrow, but it is up around 15, gusting to 30 on Sunday. So it may not actually feel any warmer on Sunday, despite the fact that when you look at your weather apps, you're going to be like, oh, Sunday's going to be beautiful. It's not. And then it's still kind of chilly there Monday with that chance of flurries. Tuesday, Wednesday, finally we get back to around average, and then the real warm-up kicks in at the end of next week.
Thanks, Josh. Alberta's film industry continues to thrive despite the rocky relationship with the U.S. A major Korean drama series produced by Netflix was recently shot there. CTV's Stephanie Thomas has more on the creative industry beyond Hollywood.
Made it. 6 Degrees Music and Sound handles post-production for numerous Alberta projects like this trailer.
I have no one to blame for my own life.
The voice director and music supervisor says grants from the Alberta Media Fund helps local budding filmmakers.
There's a young director who has a limited budget. We can now do their first film. And if their first film gets sold, then they can do another film. They can do another film. They can do another film.
The Alberta-made Screen Industries program is divided into 3 streams: script development, Alberta-made production, and post-production, such as visual effects or animation. The province provided 92 grants in 2025 alone, all under its $8 million investment for Alberta's film and television sector.
It's so important, the film and television industry and all cultural industries, film and television, books and magazines, music, to bring that business and keep that business in Alberta.
The province says every dollar it invests in the sector creates $4 of economic benefit. International productions see the benefit too and continue to shoot in Alberta, even if the Canada-US relationship remains rocky. The K-drama Can This Love Be Translated, produced by Netflix, filmed in several Calgary locations, including the historic Lougheed House.
I think it's about building a sense of identity and pride in our city. It's so exciting when you can look and identify a place. Maybe this was your wedding venue.
Film producers say there's a strong Alberta advantage for screen industries.
That's because we have, first of all, world-class cast and crew here. We have great facilities. We have great infrastructure.
The province says the film and television sector generated $1.2 billion for Alberta's economy in 2023. Stephanie Thomas, CTV News, Calgary.
Coming up, a Canadian fugitive now in FBI custody.
Here we are today, bringing him to justice for trafficking hundreds of kilos of cocaine and also for the murder of innocent civilians.
Former Olympics snowboarder Ryan Wedding turns himself in and...
Visibility, presence, definitely one our part of our mission here, and we're covering like 40% of Canada's landmass, 75% of its coastline, and through 4 time zones.
Protecting Canada's Arctic under increasing international scrutiny. Stay with us. Former Canadian Olympic snowboarder turned international fugitive Ryan Wedding is now in the custody of the FBI. The 44-year-old was on the agency's top 10 most wanted list for allegedly running a violent transnational drug trafficking network. The manhunt finally came to an end in Mexico City. CTV's Kamil Karmali reports.
This is a moment more than a decade in the making. Former Canadian Olympian Ryan Wedding in handcuffs, surrounded by police, brought to U.S. soil to face a litany of charges. The 44-year-old from Thunder Bay, Ontario, arrested last night in Mexico City, a Mexican official saying today a Canadian voluntarily surrendered at the U.S. Embassy.
This is what a united front looks like.
It marks the end of a manhunt spanning an entire continent and coordination between police in 3 countries.
Here we are today, bringing him to justice for trafficking hundreds of kilos of cocaine and also for the murder of innocent civilians.
Wedding was first wanted by the RCMP in 2015. After fleeing Canada, he allegedly began building a multi-billion-dollar drug smuggling empire, trafficking tons of cocaine to the U.S. and Canada each year. Last year, finding himself on the FBI's 10 most wanted list after being accused of orchestrating the murder of a federal witness who was set to testify against him. He allegedly ordered a hit on a home in Caledon, Ontario that mistakenly resulted in the killing of an innocent family. The Bureau offering a $15 million reward for his capture, the heat ramping up in November when RCMP arrested several of his associates in Canada and Mexican authorities seized millions of dollars of his assets.
You're going to find a lot more other individuals who are going to come forward and say, listen, I'd rather give you the information. I'll tell you, I'll testify. Just don't put me in jail.
We will not comment on anyone regarding the rewards.
Few details released by officials today, with many left waiting for answers, including those who knew him.
In some ways, I can understand, the path that he took just because of the lack of funding in Canadian sport in general.
Wedding will be held in custody over the weekend, facing a list of charges related to murder and drug trafficking, with his first court appearance slated for Monday morning. Kamal Karamali, CTV News, Toronto.
A day after Canadian veterans took exception to Donald Trump downplaying NATO's role in Afghanistan, Brits are weighing in. Prince Harry released a statement saying, "I served there, I made lifelong friends there, and I lost friends there. Those sacrifices deserve to be spoken about truthfully and with respect." Prince Harry was deployed twice to Afghanistan in his 10-year military career. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer also spoke today.
So I consider President Trump's remarks to be insulting and frankly appalling.
Starmer is demanding an apology from Trump. Like Canada, the UK had a major role in the Afghanistan mission. 457 British troops died in the conflict, along with 158 Canadians. With Arctic security front and center, Canada's role in the North is being scrutinized by allies and adversaries alike. CTV's Heather Wright is in the Northwest Territories with more on what Canadian troops are doing there.
Well, we are here with Joint Task Force North in Yellowknife, some of the members of the Canadian Armed Forces deployed up here in the north. And with so much attention on the Arctic and Arctic security, we know that protecting Canada's Arctic is not just having radar systems or having military bases, it's also having a presence. And so that's what these members are doing today. They're out on the snowmobile, they're doing training exercises, part of this ongoing deployment in the north, and it's also getting used to living and working and serving in these harsh conditions. It's minus 30 right now, minus 40 with the wind chill, and that's something that these troops, that these Canadian Armed Forces members have to deal with every single day as they are out here serving in the Arctic and having a presence here in Yellowknife and beyond.
Visibility, presence, definitely one, are part of our mission here, and we're covering like 40% of Canada's landmass, 75% of its coastline, and through 4 time zones.
The federal government has committed to spending billions of dollars more on the Canadian Armed Forces, and that includes money for Arctic security. And even earlier this week, Prime Minister Mark Carney said part of solving the crisis with Greenland is beefing up security here in the north. Heather Wright, CTV News, Yellowknife.
Australian officials say a Canadian woman who was found dead on a beach earlier this week likely died from drowning. The Coroner's Court of Queensland says an autopsy on Piper James showed evidence consistent with drowning. It does not believe dingo bites caused her death. James' body was discovered surrounded by a pack of the wild dogs. Officials are now waiting for pathology results, which are expected to take several weeks. Global Affairs Canada is providing consular assistance to the family of the 19-year-old from Campbell River, BC. She was in Australia for a backpacking trip with a friend. More than 160 million Americans are bracing for a winter storm about to barrel across the country.
The city of Philadelphia is declaring a snow emergency, and we have weathered storms before, and we will weather this one together by being prepared and looking out for one another.
Dangerous conditions will sweep from the Rockies all the way to the country's northeast. Heavy snow, frigid temperatures, chilling wind, and freezing rain are in the forecast. Multiple states have declared states of emergency, and numerous cold temperature records are expected to be broken. Travel authorities in several major cities have warned of delays and cancellations. Still ahead, bearing the brunt of the costs.
Demand goes up, prices go up.
Extreme weather events are costing Canadians, and
it just feels like a moment to be out there on the lake with everyone celebrating this unique opportunity.
We'll tell you when and where you can catch the only dragon boat race in North America on ice. Looking at the markets, the Canadian dollar made some gains, trading at about 72 cents U.S. Oil was up $1.71, closing at $61.07 a barrel. Gold gained $66 on the day. TSX ended the day up 142 points. The Dow Jones down 285. Alberta is leading the country in retail sales growth. New numbers from Stats Canada show Canada-wide spending hit $70 billion in November of last year. Alberta saw the largest monthly increase out of all Canadian provinces, climbing at 3.7%. Retail experts say bulk spending came during Black Friday shopping. Another big driver was increased car sales. Analysts say strong population growth is bringing more consumers into the province, while lower interest rates and a still solid job market are giving some Albertans the confidence to spend. Despite the increase, economists say the strength may not last. Stats Canada's early estimate suggests retail sales likely fell in December. As temperatures plummet, the cost of keeping warm is going up. CTV's Adrian Gobriel has more on how energy prices and the cold are combining for a double whammy.
An Arctic air mass is siphoning the spirit of some Canadians.
Oh my God, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I stay home most of the time.
Though staying home these days is far from a free ride, with natural gas prices on the rise.
A gas spike right now is because it's cold right through Canada and the United States. So the gas demand is up, and demand goes up, prices go up.
Western Canada is a net exporter of natural gas. Utilities heating homes in Eastern Canada import the bulk of their natural gas from the United States, where the cost is now soaring.
We've seen some prices in the U.S. Midwest spike to over $70 per MMBTU. I mean, these are massive prices, but they're cold weather related.
From forest fires to a historic deep freeze, Canada's climate is affecting the economy, with Canadian households bearing the brunt of the costs. The Canadian Climate Institute has estimated that by 2050, extreme weather events could cost the country between $78 and $101 billion per year in losses, depending on future greenhouse gas emissions.
Whether it's heat causing wildfires or extreme cold freezing your pipes, I'll have to leave a tap dripping to make sure my pipes don't freeze, because if they do, that's a huge expense.
In parts of Manitoba, schools have been shuttered today, with temperatures plunging to dangerous depths.
Manitobans are tough. If it's too cold to go to school in Manitoba, it's cold.
As a deep freeze keeps its frosty grip on both sides of the border, many Canadians can expect the cost to heat their homes to remain elevated.
One alternative that could save you some money is a heat pump that both cools and heats your home on a budget, though it does come with an upfront cost. Any way you slice it, staying warm is the priority tonight and through the weekend. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Dragon boat races are typically reserved for the summer months. Sylvan Lake, however, hosts a winter version. It's the only dragon boat race in North America on ice, and it's coming up. Teams of between 14 and 20 will race on bladed boats using oars with spikes to grip and skate on the lake. An entire festival is centered around the races. There will be various events and activities like lion dances that celebrate Chinese culture. More than 1,000 people are expected to take in the unique festival. The town says it's always a good idea to prepare for the cold.
It is a fully outdoor event, so you really do need to dress for the weather. It feels very kind of Albertan because you're out on the lake and you see all the ice fishing shacks, and it just, I don't know, it just feels like a moment to be out there on the lake with everyone celebrating this unique opportunity. So, yeah.
The festival is free. It takes place during the Family Day long weekend, February 14th and 15th. 25 teams have already signed up to compete. Team registration is open until January 30th. Still ahead, offering some authenticity.
And someone on production reached out to our coach Josh, looking for some extras.
The hockey player that landed a big role in a major TV series, though you won't see his face.
We've got another great night of entertainment coming up right here on CTV, starting at 7 with E-Talk.
As we endure a cold weekend, there's hope ahead. We'll be with you as things start to warm up on Monday and have advice on rehoming pets to provide a safe and friendly transition.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
By now, you've likely heard of the hit Crave television series, Heated Rivalry. The filmed in Canada show has made stars of many in its cast. There's also some homegrown hockey talent on the show that isn't getting the same recognition. CTV's Spencer Turcotte explains.
A third-year accounting student, Jonah DeSimone, thought his hockey career at the University of Guelph was winding down.
I had 2 concussions last year, so decided to step away from the team.
But his on-ice time was revived in a roundabout way.
I knew there was going to be like a gay hockey show filming in Guelph, and someone on production reached out to our coach Josh, looking for some extras.
Turns out Jonah's height and weight fit the bill perfectly to be a body double for Hudson Williams, a co-star in the smash Crave hit Heated Rivalry, which is a romantic drama that shines a light on LGBTQ2S+ representation in hockey. And just to be clear, given the spicy scenes...
No, only the on-ice scenes.
When audiences see Hudson Williams' character Shane Hollander showing off his skills on the ice, it's actually Jonah.
For the All-Star sequence and one of the first 2 episodes, I spent like an hour working with Hudson on how would it look when I'm shooting?
He says the actor was receptive to learning the mannerisms of a hockey player. They had to ensure everything was identical between them for scenes where Jonah stepped in, how their sticks were taped, how their skates were tied, and even the chirps.
I get chirped for being a bad chirper. He gave me the lowdown of the situation. I would say go home, right? I think it's a good chirp. And apparently everyone thought it was very fitting for the character that he's a bad chirper. And I was I thought it was kind of good.
The show has been greenlit for a 2nd season, and Jonah is hoping he'll be back as a body double.
I'm just waiting for the call, and I'll come back with some better chirps for next season.
Spencer Turcotte, CTV News, Guelph.
So warming up this weekend, not necessarily nicer weather though.
No, just nicer than it was this morning.
We'll take it.
How about that? So not quite as cold, still way below average. Minus 18 tomorrow morning, minus 16 in the afternoon. The nice thing about tomorrow is that the wind will be light. We'll see some clouds in the morning. We'll get some clearing late in the day. That clearing means temperatures Sunday morning are probably going to drop into the minus 20s. And then, yeah, that minus 7 looks good. For Sunday, it's not going to feel like minus 7. The wind is going to be a factor, so it'll feel close to minus 30, potentially early Sunday morning, and more like the minus teens Sunday afternoon. Minus 12 on Monday with the chance of flurries. Tuesday, Wednesday, we're back to around average. And then as we showed you earlier in the newscast, we're right around or slightly above 0 as we get out of January and into the first few days of February. So Tuesday is when it's noticeably going to feel a lot warmer.
All right, got it. Thanks, Josh, and thanks for sharing your time with us. Have a great weekend, everyone.
That's it.